Let's see what's growing out here. Let's see what survived. A friend of mine dug up some wild iris bulbs for me. They were in her driveway, and the first one just bloomed. I've had them in a container since last year. I know hers have already bloomed, but this is the first one for me. Lemon balm made it through the winter. It died back quite a bit. See Kitty there? She's my shadow. Peppermint overwintered well too. I might transplant some of these. I have 2 containers of chamomile here. These are Dollar Tree baskets lined with a garbage bag. Did it a couple years ago. Soil, some wood chips, and there's Happy, the 7 dwarfs looking over everything. These have grown really well. I had some trouble the first couple times I tried, but now they're doing great. They overwintered fine. I'm looking forward to some great chamomile flowers this year for tea. I have 3 elephant garlics planted in various parts of the yard here, and they're all doing great. They were a little late to start growing, but once they started growing, oh my goodness. Majoram overwintered well too here. I'm still wondering if these are garlic or onions. I've got several containers full and I just can't remember. I guess I'll find out eventually. I had put wood chips all over them last fall when I planted them to keep the moisture in, and it works really well. Last weekend I ran around and put wood chips on everything else and the new things I planted. I got this little bush at Walmart. It was a mess. It was on the table where they get rid of plants for like 75 cents. I think it's a dianthus, and it started to bloom a little bit. It also weathered the winter quite well. Spanish lavender's done great too. It's had everything thrown at it. Still comes up and blooms every year. They're all in containers. I've had this rhubarb plant for years. I'm waiting for the first year I can harvest. It's taken quite a while. Last year I got a thornless blackberry plant. It had a couple of plants in it, so I've put them in separate containers and we'll see what happens. I do have plenty of blackberries here, but they're really small and there's just tons of thorns, so it's hard to harvest them. These little white bells came up. I have never seen them before, not in my recollection. Maybe they came up because we had so much rain. The artichoke is thriving on indifference. Haven't looked at it all winter. I'll be getting some pretty pink roses here pretty soon. This thing just, every year it dies back and comes back better than ever. After all these years, the rosemary finally took off and is blooming with lots of bees. I believe this is a flowering quince, usually the first thing that fully blooms in the spring. One minute it's totally bare, the next minute it's covered with leaves and flowers. I just love this coral color. This almond tree actually produced an almond last year. So we'll see what happens. It somehow has survived everything, so I think it's good to go, right? Overnight, literally, this whole front area was covered with green. I can see lots of little wildflowers appearing, and I'm just going to leave it this way until they're all gone. It's so great for the bees, and we even get hummingbirds up here from time to time. I really believe in encouraging the natural landscape as much as possible. We're at end of April here, and this is pretty much about par for the course. I've had to become very philosophical and not so emotional about what survives and doesn't survive out here. The temperature extremes are extreme, and not everything makes it through the winter, not everything makes it through the summer. But I figure if it makes it, it was made to be here. Looking forward to what else appears here over the next few months. Thank you so much for watching.